From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production, the NFL Bet Exchange, hosted by my man, Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and the Don of Cape Cod, Jeff Dawson.
What's up, world? It is the primetime capper himself, Mr. Pop DiBiase, and none other than the Don of Cape Cod. And we are back officially with the fourth season of the NFL Bet Exchange, the show where the real bettors bet, where the real bettors watch. We got to come up with some type of catchphrase, but all in all, we are here. We are back. It's always a pleasure to have my man here with me, Big Brother, and I hope everything is looking pretty good weather-wise out there your way in the beautiful Cape Cod area.
90-something in Boston. We're mid to high 80s here, but our buddy from Vegas called me this morning, Mr. Sharapan, with a sweatshirt on, and I had already was out that did my cardio. The humidity's at about 98% today, and it's, listen, I've been through the dry heat. Listen, I was in Vegas in July, 115, 117. It was hot, and I'm not saying it wasn't hot, but you add humidity to heat, and it's not a good mixture. So AC's going every which way. Fenway sleeping behind me. You don't have to worry about Bella this year. We got a new pup this year, and I don't think it'll be barking as loud as Mr. Bella used to do. Mrs. Bella used to do, but we're ready. Maybe when it's the dog day of the week, maybe I'll give it a little nudge. Maybe it'll bark for us.
I got you, man. That dog over there too spoiled, man. That dog's over there hanging out, loving the kibble and all that good stuff. But let's get into it. We're gonna finish up our predictions somewhat because we didn't get to, we talked about all the wins, the over-unders, the division championship odds and all that stuff, but we never got to who we like the most. You know what I mean? We never just said it. And off top, I'll go ahead and I'll start with mine. Up first is the AFC East. I'm sorry. I got the Bills under 10.5, Dolphins over 9.5, Patriots under 7.5, Jets under 9.5. And I got the Dolphins returning to the top of the mountain in the AFC East as the division champions this year. So I really do like the plus 260 on them because I feel like everybody's going to have their issues when they got to go down to Miami this year to go play against them. Let's see what Jeff got. And Jeff is going to be in the same boat. He got the Bills over, Dolphins over, Pats under, Jets under, and then the Dolphins winning the division as well, too. So we both are on the same page about the Fins returning to the top of the mountain in the AFC East to win this division. It does seem that they do have the best roster on both sides when it comes to offense and defense, but we will have to see exactly what this team is capable of doing, and hopefully the injury bug won't be that much of an issue. Jeff, real quick, your thoughts on your decisions on the AFC East.
I think the Bills, as we've stated, have the target now off their back. I just started to see a decline in Josh Allen, and then the Hamlin situation where then they didn't play well down the stretch. In comes Aaron Rodgers. We know this division is predicated on Tua, how many games he's going to play. I'm not buying the sizzle on Rodgers. I think the Bills are starting to trend in the wrong direction. So I'm going to take the upstart Dolphins here. Again, if Tua gets knocked out, week 3 or 4, all bets off. They brought in Mike White. They have Skylar Thompson there as well. And the Patriots, they brought in Bill O'Brien. I get it. Bill Belichick's lost a little off his fastball. I could see the Pats maybe getting to 7 or 8 wins. They have a real hard schedule. Now we could be talking something different next Tuesday if the Pats upset Philly and, Mac looked amazing. I heard last night that Juju's knee's about to explode, so I don't know how long they'll have him. But I think it's the Dolphins division to take win or lose. And again, it's all predicated on tulips.
All right. All right. And we got the NFC, and I got the NFC East and the Cowboys over 10.5 this year. I got the Giants over 7.5. I got the Eagles, and I know I'm going to have the Philly fans mad at me like they were when we did our preview about the Eagles as well, too. Oh, well, you know what I mean? But still, I got the Eagles under 11.5 this year, and then I have the Commanders under 6.5 this year. And you know what? This is going to be my big dog play for division champs. I just feel like DeBall and the gang are going to go ahead and sneak out the actual division championship this year in the NFC East. I know it's crazy, but that 6-1 is a sexy situation. And you know what? People looked at me a little crazy about that. The Mariners plus 550, and you see where we're sitting at right now. So, you know, crystal ball. Jeff, we got Jeff, Cowboys over, Giants over, Philly under, Commanders over. So, Jeff, you have Dallas winning the division instead of the Eagles or the Giants. Now, I got a quick question for you. Do you still see all three of those teams making the playoffs this year?
No, I don't. I think you're going to get some regression from Philly. Listen, I like your thought process on the Giants. Listen, I could see what you're seeing with them, with this perfect storm with them, everything, Barkley healthy, Daniel Jones taking it to the next level, the addition of Waller. How good is their defense? I think the Commanders are sneaky as well. Sam Howell's looked great in preseason. The turf toe, though, scares me with McLaurin. I like Dotson to take the next step up. Brian Robinson and Gibson in the backfield. Good coach. Let's see what Bieniemy does for the offense in the regular season. Again, Dallas defense is good. They'll go as far as Dak. Let's see Mike McCarthy and calling the plays this year. Let's also see Dak knowing that, Trey Lance is sitting now there just grooming him. I heard rumors earlier this week that, if Dak doesn't perform, doesn't take them far in the playoffs, they got an out in this contract. So maybe they're grooming Trey Lance, excuse me. But again, it's Philly's division to win. I just think that Dallas is going to find a way to win the division. It's been forever since there's been a two-time back-to-back champ in the NFC East, and I don't think it happens this year, Pops.
All right. Okay, we move forward to the AFC North. And in the North, we have the Ravens under 10.5, Bengals under 11.5, Browns over 9.5, Steelers over 8.5. And then I have the Browns as the division champion this year for the first time. And I would say I think it would be the first time they would win a division since probably 1989, 1990, something of that nature. But 34, 35 years is a little bit long overdue. And the only reason why I'm putting the Browns in position to win their championship this year is because they got Deshaun Watson, a guy that won plenty of AFC South titles when he was down there as well, too. So if Deshaun Watson can get this team into the flow like he used to do with the Texans, then you know what? They can really, do amazing things. But I just hope that they don't think I'm homering right now with this one, because this was tough, to really pick a team like the Browns to win this division, knowing that their history since 1999 has been absolutely dreadful. And anytime they had expectations, it was something that was just absolutely it just went to the left. But this year, I really do feel that this can be something new. This can be something different. This can be something special. And I like them. 4-1 is a great number, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see where Jeff's at with his Ravens over, Bengals under, Browns under, Steelers over. And I'm surprised because I thought Jeff was taking the Steelers to win the division, but he's taking the Ravens to win the division. I think the Ravens have become the consensus since the Bengals situation is kind of getting a little murky now with Burrow. You don't know if Burrow's gonna play the first week, but it's like, how long is he going to be in the game? And when is he going to be at his most effective again? It's going to take about a month or so. So I know a lot of people are really excited about it, but we're going to talk about it when we get into the games. But Jeff, go ahead real quick. Tell us exactly why you picked the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Bengals were the consensus. Now the lingering little injury with Burrow, I think a little regression there. I was buying the Browns. I am not now buying the Browns. I think if Watson does does get into rhythm, they will be a very dangerous team. The Ravens, that was my pick all along, but the Steelers closing fast on the outside. I definitely think the Steelers make the playoffs. I will not be shocked at all if they win this division, but I leaned a little chalk. I think the Ravens get out early and often, and I think that defense is just going to get stronger with the Steelers, by the way. The Steelers go as far as the progression with Pickett and also how many games Watt plays, but it hands down, without a doubt, not even up for debate, the most competitive division in the NFL.
All right. Okay, and then we have the NFC North wins as well too. And you know what? Sneaky division here. They might not be a division that's going to yield a great team win-wise, but I think that it's going to be a division where everybody has to really, really step up their A game, and we might run into the same scenario we had with the AFC, with the NFC South last year, where everybody's separated by a game. So we can see Bears under 7.5. I know Bears under 7.5. When I say that, I still see a team that could go 7-10. I just don't see them being a winning team yet, but I do see them being 4 or 5 more wins better than they were last year. And if they were 5 wins better, they go over. So I do see them being a lot better than they were last year, but not being at a playoff team as of yet. And then you got the Lions under 9.5. I know they're the America's team this year, but I still think that they're the Lions. So them going 9-8 is a good sign. And then the Packers over 7.5. I am trusting the system, the process with their coach and with their quarterback that's been waiting in the wings. And, they don't have the same type of offenses and defenses that they had in the past, but still, they're the Packers. So they're gonna show up. And then we have the Vikings over 8.5. I still think the Vikings are the fact they are the team in the division until somebody says otherwise. They won the division last year. I don't know where the Lions are getting that much better than them at, to be honest with you, because I don't know when the Lions got a guy like Justin Jefferson to come play for them. But, we'll see. And then that's just too good of a number, Jeff. Plus 290 for the Vikings to win the division, and they went 13-4 last year. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, you're giving me that great of a number, and then you're telling me that all the confidence goes into the Lions? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, seriously. All right, let's see what Jeff's talking about. And Jeff, and I know, see, I'm clouded hard because Jeff has the Lions winning the division. He has the Bears over. He has the Lions under, the Packers over, and the Vikings under. So that's pretty cool. Real quick, why do you like the Lions to win this division?
By default, I think there'll be some regression in the Vikings. I think the Packers will be right around 500. I think the Bears will also have an uptick. I think it's by default. I think the 9.5 was a tricky number. I could have went over and said they win the division at 9-7, but this is the NFC North. We know what happens. So I'm going to say at 9-8, the Lions win the division by default.
All right. And then let's move forward. We have ourselves the AFC South wins over under. I can speed through this because this division don't matter, Jeff. It just doesn't. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it does. All divisions matter. But Texans under 6.5. We know that this is going to be a building season for them. Colts under 6.5 because we know that they're a team that's really is trying to figure out who they're going to truly be. Jags under 9.5 because I feel like we're just gassing them up a bit too much this season, and I feel like they still got to figure out how to be a great team. They're playing on a first-place schedule this year, so it's going to be a lot tougher. And then you have the Titans over 7.5. As long as you got Mike Vrabel as your head coach, I think that you're good, and that's why I am picking them as the division champions because they have the best coach in the division, even though the Jags do have the coach that won a Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and see where Jeff's going with his. Jeff has the Texans going under, the Colts going under, the Jags going over, the Titans going over, and of course, just like the rest of America, he has the Jags winning the division as well too. So, Jeff, just real fast, like 1 minute, what are your complete thought on the Jags winning this division? And do you see anybody other than the Jags or Titans possibly stealing this division?
No, it's the Jags and Titans. Every time we put the Titans up there, the Jags win. And every time we put the Jags up there, the Titans win. So, again, it's Jags by default. Rookie quarterback in the Texans, rookie quarterback in the Colts. You have the holdout, obviously, what's going on with Jonathan Taylor as well. Again, I think it's the Jags by default. It also, don't forget, Titans came out hot and heavy last year and then just faded into the sunset. So, do they get off to that good start and keep it? I think their defense will dictate how far they go. So Jags by default, Pops.
All right. And here we are. We got the NFC South Falcons under 8.5, Panthers over 7.5, Saints over 9.5, Bucks under 6.5. I got the cheap division champs being the Saints. I know that that's the real popular consensus pick, but you know what? It's just tough to just say they ain't going to be them boys. All right. So we won. So Jeff has Falcons over, Panthers under, Saints over, Bucks under, and the Falcons winning. Real quick, why do you have the Falcons winning?
Contrarian, like everyone else, has the Saints. I think defensively in their first 11 games, they get out to a hot start. I think Carr fades and the Falcons catch them at the wire. Again, Falcons will go as far as Ritter winning the turnover battle. How big is Bijan? Can they find Kyle Pitts finally? Great wide receiver with Drake London there. I think it'll be neck and I think Saints get out early. Falcons catch them at the wire, Pops.
All right. I like it. Okay. And we have the Cards under, Rams under, the 49ers under, the Seattle over, and the 49ers winning the division. Real quick, why do you have the 49ers winning this division?
Well, just because the Cards and Rams are just not looking good. The Cards, I don't think Kyler Murray will play a snap this year. I think the Rams are going in the wrong direction. I don't like the feeling what's going on with Cooper Kupp. I'm looking for some Seattle regression, though. I think they're going to be very good. It'll be the 49ers versus Seattle. And I'm going to go on record that the second half, whether it's due to injury or poor play, and the playoff run for the 49ers will be with Sam Darnold at the helm.
Well, you sound like me because that's the same thing I said, that you think you're getting Brock Purdy, but you're really going to get Sam Darnold. All right. So we have for me, the AFC West. I have the Broncos under 8.5, the Chiefs under 11.5, the Chargers over 9.5, the Raiders over 6.5. And then, I know Jeff's going to really laugh about this one, but I got the Chargers winning the division. Yeah, I do. And I just really feel like they're going to really, really break some hearts this year. And we'll see how it goes. But that's where I'm taking that one to, Jeff. And I just truly feel, and you know what? We're getting a lot of Charger love right now, too. Our Charger preview actually is the most viewed of all the previews. So that's kind of good. All right, so pretty much that's where we're going to go with that one, though, because the AFC West is always going to AFC West. We know that the AFC West is going to always yield tough games between each other. These guys have been going at it since 1960. So we know that none of these games are walks in the park when they're divisional games, even the Raider game. You know what I mean? So we know it's going to be a tough division. So, okay, now we got the NFC West. Cards under 4.5, Rams under 4.5, 49ers under 11.5, and the Seahawks over 8.5. It's going to be a close race in the West for me, but I love the Seahawks with the plus 180, Jeff. It's just they got a way better offense this year than what San Francisco is bringing to the table, in my opinion. They got quarterback problems and quarterback issues in San Francisco. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the stable leader, then what can we do here? All right. Jeff gets to have the last one, and this one was the one that pretty much almost ended the show this morning. Just kidding, Jeff. Just kidding. Because Jeff guy came back at me. He said, I did send it. I was like, Jeff, no, you didn't send it. But okay, what you call it? But Chiefs over, Chargers over, Denver under, Raiders under, and of course, the president of the Chiefs fan club himself, Jeff, picks the Chiefs to win the division.
Well, let's be honest here. I've been touting the Chargers for a long time, and especially in fantasy, I think Herbert is the quarterback to get this year. Not that the top four won't do well. I think he's the guy. I like the Dallas OC coming over there. They got to keep the head coach and the stupid pills out of the equation. I just think Herbert takes that next step. I think offensively they're going to be loaded. Again, injuries. Keenan's going to have to stay on the field. Big Mike's going to have to